Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning into my super chat. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Already we have super chat. I want to thank you, Born to Raise Hogs, as always. Thank you for supporting this channel. We have a real-time fact check, so you don't have to listen to mashed potato brains. A real-time fact check of the president. And I'm going to be looking at a variety of Twitter profiles. Hit subscribe every morning, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. on this channel. I'll have videos. Alice, Eric, everyone here, Born to Raise Hawks, thank you again to my super chat. Thank you so much. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. I will have RNC research. We'll look at the real-time responses from Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, the quartering, just to make every viewer happy, because I know that there's a whole other story out there. But if he is addressing the State of the Union, I'd love to get his thoughts. A fantastic profile. I don't have Twitter, but this profile is absolutely fantastic. A really wonderful editor at The Federalist. She is awesome, fantastic, and truly, truly extremely intelligent and wonderful. The People's Pundit. And here you have the actual State of the Union. It's whitehouse.gov. That's last year's. Sorry, that's last year's. So, wait, State of the Union 2023. Okay, hold on. So the transcript here should be up very soon. So we can go through the transcript a little later, but I will be getting, and you have Marjorie Taylor Greene with a balloon. So there will be a balloon. Let's just look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's bringing a balloon, ladies and gentlemen, to represent the spy balloon that crossed the country without anyone stopping it until it finished its mission, traversed the entire continental United States of America, unimpeded, without any problems at all. He's already started. So the president has already started lying, and we'll get to all the lies. They say that Trump lied more than no, he didn't. This presidency already, if you utilized the same standard of judgment in terms of lying, you couldn't count the number of lies. It'd be unbelievable. But to my super chat again, thank you, Born to Raise Hawks. Thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. So you have a situation, Angie, hello. You have a situation where, let's see, he's going to bring up the Roe v. Wade. He'll bring up Europe and the invasion under his watch. He will bring up inflation, which he caused. There was 2% inflation. There was 2% inflation when we in 2020, when President Trump's last year, when he left office, it was less than 2%. Less than 2% inflation. Now we have well over 6 to 7% inflation. And so that is a lie. If he talks about lowering inflation, he will not tell you the whole truth. And the truth is that inflation went from less than 2% to close to what? Less than 2% to 9+%. Paul Bartlett! Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul Bartlett. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. So you have the State of the Union. We have inflation. We have an invasion here. We're 90 seconds to midnight. So you could just look right here. 90 seconds to midnight. There is nothing that Trump ever did That was as disastrous as 90 seconds to midnight. And furthermore, he had a very successful presidency in terms of what he accomplished. So 90 seconds to midnight, the closest we've ever been to the annihilation of the planet. Paul Bartlett, thank you again. Thank you, Paul. Greatly, greatly appreciated. More peril than ever. Okay, so this is the 90 seconds to midnight State of the Union address. Hetty, hello. Paul Bartlett, thank you again. Born and raised Hawks, thank you as always. So we have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where the man will lie through his teeth, and people who claim that Trump lied through his teeth. See, here's the thing. Trump didn't overtly lie. What he would do is embellish. Oftentimes, he never overtly lied. What would happen is he would say, this is the best economy ever, or I'm doing things that President Obama wasn't able to do. And there would be truth to it, but he would embellish it. And then they would say, oh my God, that's a lie. It's not true at all. And then they would give you a caveat where the truth was actually, yeah, you know what, it would happen sometimes, but not in the way that Trump said it. Here you have just blatant lies. The inflation was there when I took office, ma'am. That is not true. Okay, there was no inflation when Biden took office. There was no invasion when Biden took office. There were no spy balloons. They say 3 spy balloons. Where is the evidence? Anonymous intelligence officials, that's not evidence. Pointing to people that don't exist and just taking their word for it is not evidence. Here you have AOC is apparently now concerned with being disciplined and being respectful. Well, of course. These are the same people who never stood or clapped with Trump and who booed all the time with Trump. So that's where we're at right now. Okay? Of course they want respect. Of course they want a different type of decorum. They're the ones it's a Democratic president that is giving the State of the Union. So they want a much they don't want, a balloon flying above, which would be hilarious if that happens. So that would be really hilarious, by the way. Let's look at. I'm just going to go ahead and refresh these Twitter profiles. So we'll do a real-time response or a real-time reaction to the things that he's saying via these Twitter profiles. And we'll see, we'll see what the reaction is. I mean, I don't think that there are going to be there could be, but I don't think there are going to be too many provocative things that he's going to state. So I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to do this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, so you didn't have to go ahead and listen to how wonderful the country's doing when we're 90 seconds to midnight and we have inflation through the roof. And we have a recession ahead. So in terms of Ronald, hello. In terms of a recession, we're heading into yet another recession. We had a recession last year. So that is the reality of the situation. Also, there's a societal breakdown on many levels. So that's taking place. That's taking place before our very eyes. So here you have, when Biden took office, this is RNC research. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. There's a phony Twitter profile that is not abiding by the rules. So I think I'll have to contact Twitter again. There's a fake profile that is like a fake phony parody account on me that isn't abiding by the rules. So I will go ahead and very likely very soon. No, actually, I'll go ahead probably today and contact Twitter. But when before Elon Musk, it was like I think they took action, but the profile's still there. With Twitter profile, I mean, with the new Twitter regime, it'll be interesting what happens. I think that the profile is definitely breaking Twitter rules, but that's a whole other story. Or was breaking, not anymore. When Biden took office, inflation 1.4%, gas $2.3, $2.39, $2.39 per gallon. Today, inflation 6.5%, $3.46 per gallon, and he flooded 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. So that's the issue. That's the big issue here. It'll be Dave, hello. Um, that's true. I should probably get to that is true. Maybe I should try the True Social. Huh. Let's see. Let me see if there's commentary real time on Truth Social. I don't have Truth Social, but let's see. But I mean, it's right there. You can see right there. There's no debate. Okay, inflation went through the roof. Gas prices went up, and they flooded the country full of 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves. That's a big issue that nobody's really talking about, the strategic petroleum reserves. Okay? When you when you have when you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves are pumped into the economy, and then they say, well, we lowered inflation. Okay, well, what happens when the stimulus money runs out? People are right now racking up credit card debt. They're racking up credit card debt, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the issue. Paul Bartlett, Born to Raise Hawks, thank you again. People are racking up credit card debt because all that stimulus money is no longer around. And so when corporate profits eventually decline, and they will, unfortunately, you will have that stock market crash, unfortunately, that I've been talking about. When I was saying in 2021 that the market would tank, in 2022 it had its worst year in well over a decade, since 2008. I was telling people, get out, stay out of the market. I'm telling you again, it's going to be real bad. Let's see if Ben Shapiro or others have. Let's see what is being said right now. The thing with Biden is that it's so uneventful, except the most bizarre things take place. It's uneventful in a very dystopian manner. So it's not really uneventful. It's just that things are deteriorating before our very eyes. And it's like this controlled political demolition, not only within the Democratic Party, but within foreign policy, American society. You're looking at the doomsday clock moving closer to 90 seconds. I mean, moving 90 seconds closer to midnight. And nobody really cares. Nobody really cares because there's so much, the public relations is just so, exactly, Jesse. Public relations is so important in American society. It's just so important in American society that all of these things are collapsing, and none of these things were taking place when Trump was in office. When Trump was in office, we didn't have these problems. We didn't have any of these problems. So, well, that's funny. I'm looking at this right now. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I have no clue what he's saying right this second, but that's kind of funny. They just panned to her. Like, thank you for cheating, Bernie. Thanks for cheating, Bernie Sanders. Anyway, so Marjorie Taylor Greene had this balloon. That would be so fantastic. She couldn't even get in, probably, but that would be so fantastic if she could fly the balloon, or if she could fly it, or um, find some way to, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. Let's see here. I'm trying to get. That's the thing. It's like it's so like his public relations team is here. Here you go. Okay, thank you, RNC Research. All right, so all right, looking for the real time 5 minute. Okay, so exactly. So the jobs were returning after the shutdown. So that's the main thing. The jobs that are returning were returning before. Exactly, and Democrats did. So this is a good account. Um, it's Democrats that did that. So that's the thing. I mean, they don't take responsibility for they don't take responsibility for their decisions. They say, well, it was a consensus of people that made us do it. There's really nothing that we could have done. And it's like, well, no, actually, you made that decision. You didn't have to do what you did, but you decided to anyway. Shutting down the American economy gleefully, by the way, with the most draconian policies. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, Humble Doe, thank you. Thank you, Humble Doe. Thank you so very much. Thank you for watching. To my super chat, thank you. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much, Humble Doe. Thank you. Let's go ahead and let's see if I can get let's see trans. So this is Marjorie Taylor Greene walking with walking with the balloon. Let's see if her nice. Nice. Judiciary Committee, Twitter files. Love it. That is nice. So that would be hilarious if she was able to take that to the State of the Union. That would be really funny. Humble though, thank you again. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciate it. Ah. So let's see. All right. Let's see here. That's for sure. I agree 100%. We definitely need Trump back. That's a definite. So here you go. Um, the interesting thing is, I think that it's if former President Trump can find a way to communicate, just communicate why he is better to independence. Okay, independence. And there's a real big problem in Oklahoma. And of course, Democrats said nothing, nothing at all. So that's the double standard. That's the double standard. Humbledo, thank you again. Born and raised hogs. Paul Bartlett, thank you. So let's see. There doesn't seem to be much real time discussion. It seems to probably just be a generic here. New poll, 62% of Americans think Biden has accomplished not very much or little or nothing. Ah, that's pretty much true. I mean, it is pretty much true. It's he hasn't accomplished anything. It's objectively a failed presidency. So, you have to ask yourself, well, what if media was an extension of the Republican Party the way it's an extension of the Democratic Party? You have to ask, what if um what if media was an extension of the Republican Party and went after this president in the same manner they went after Trump? Okay, because they don't do that. They're not doing that. Let's see here. And they say, well, he created more jobs because Democrats tanked the economy. They tanked the economy. They pushed for the shutdowns, and then it's just like inflation. They created the inflation, then they take credit for lowering it. It's like somebody totaling a car and saying, oh, well, I fixed the rear bumper. It's like, well, you totaled the car. How on earth are you supposed to be lauded or thanked for something that you caused? Let's see. I was expecting more real time on. I don't have a Twitter profile, but I was expecting more. But that's the thing. It's like we kind of already, everybody already knows pretty much. This is hilarious. Wearing a pin showing. Oh my God. This is a senator. It's like, wait. Donald Trump Jr. Let's see. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much, there's pretty much no way to spin what's taking place with the country, okay? Unfortunately, the economy, foreign policy, unfortunately, it's going to trend towards, um, unfortunately, it's going to trend towards a worse situation in terms of foreign policy, a collapse in terms of the economy. Things are not going to get better, okay? Things are not going to get better until we get a change in leadership in 24. So that's, I mean, we do need Trump back. It's just a matter of how does, so, and this is a question Born and Raised Hogs and Paul Bartlett and Humble and everybody here. How does Trump, Humble Doe, how does Trump communicate? Okay, let's start a poll here. How does Trump communicate to independents? Okay, how does Trump communicate? Uh, and there's no wrong answer to this because he needs to do this. There's no wrong answer to this. How does Trump communicate to independents that America needs him in 24? Okay, how does he communicate? Phoebe, I'm not just because of the copyright issue. How does he communicate with independents that America needs him in 24? Because he needs to communicate. I mean, right now, the majority of Americans are not happy. They're not happy, and they don't want. Here's the thing: the media meltdown, and this is the problem. The media meltdown with Trump overshadowed his. The media meltdown overshadowed all of his accomplishments. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. The media meltdown overshadowed his accomplishments. That is a problem. And it's funny because it's like they're propping up the Biden presidency. Of course, there's a controlled political demolition now with the classified data issue. But let's see. Cat turd is awesome. Very awesome. Okay, nothing. And so let's see here. There's not much real time. It's interesting. There's not much real time. Um, there isn't much real time discussion because I guess people just they know that nothing he says is that important. With Trump, it was like an obsession. They had an obsession with Trump. Debbie, hello. So you have this it's funny because you have this entire American political establishment propping him up, and 62% of Americans are not happy. Okay, they're not happy. Biden has accomplished not much or very little. We have, I mean, there's eggs are overpriced. There's a shortage in medication and other um, goods, and it's unbelievable because it was Democrats that shut down economic activity. We're still paying for that decision. Oh, and by the way, all the policies, here's another interesting thing. Okay. Oh, and I love that. If you can see this, because I'm looking at it on my phone, they're sitting like there's this is hilarious. They're not sitting next to each other, whatever. There's like a space in between each congressperson. But all of the protocol, all of the guidelines are slowly being dismantled. Okay, slowly being dismantled. So all those things you had to do, um, it was a requirement for work or for this or for school or for university. Now suddenly it's no longer a requirement. We won't get into it, but so all those people that were forced to do, you know, now interestingly enough, 3 years down the road, they're not forced anymore. Jesse, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Jesse, thank you. So let's see. Gosh, I was expecting some real time, some quotes that got people, riled up, but no quotes at all. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Am I clicking on the same same account? Okay, hold on a second. Let's see here. Wow, this should be a good one. I mean, Matt Gates is right. As the Congress gathers to receive state, we recognize that our country is poorer, less safe, less productive than we were during. This is objectively true. This is objectively true. And they say, well, the economy went up and did GDP went up. He flooded the country full of 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves, and there were tens of billions of dollars in arms sales. That factored into that factored into um, the GDP growth. All right, so here is the beginning of the speech, I believe. Ah, that's good. Um, things will heat up politically, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe that they want Biden. I think that they want him to resign. I don't believe that. I don't believe they want him. Um, Ronald, exactly. They should have brought balloons for everybody. I don't believe they want him in 24. I really don't believe they want him in 24. I think that what they want to do eventually, or they'll be forced to do, I think Hillary Clinton will run again. I know that people think I'm nuts, but if Fetterman and Biden can win, so can Hillary. That's has to be what she's thinking. You think she looks at Fetterman? You think Hillary Clinton looks at Fetterman and says, "Oh, okay, he's a better candidate than I am." There's no way on this planet in the known universe that Clinton says that. Okay, the Clintons and the Democratic Party have spent 7 years blaming the Kremlin for their loss. 7 years. Okay, they're not going to just suddenly stop. They're not going to just suddenly stop and say, "Oh, well, you know what? We'll go Biden for a second term." David, hello. Let's see. So let's see if Ben Shapiro has something. God, there's just no real-time commentary on what's going on. That is awesome. So she, it's become, American politics has become a high school class. At least on Twitter it is. But really, I mean, also, it's not just Twitter. It's like every publication. It's like every publication. It most of the time it's about sensibilities. Oh my God, Trump! Oh, he's so horrible. He's terrible. Oh, let's see here. Wow, look at that. That is interesting. Ah, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, back in the day, the it used to be a very the State of the Union, Bono. That's right. Looked like Bono. I was like, what? Jen's inverted Earth. That's right, Bono. God, well, we're all getting older, but I just always when I think of Bono, I think of him, when he was young and you too. So yeah, I mean, you look, ladies and gentlemen, and you have 62% of Americans. That should be I mean, Trump hasn't really started campaigning. He kind of has started campaigning. He hasn't really started campaigning. Once he does, it'll be interesting. I think that they might actually just try to indict him just to slow him down. It won't stop him. It'll probably make him more popular in the long run, but just to slow him down because they work off of media. Democrats and media and Hollywood, it's all smoke and mirrors. So we're 90 seconds to midnight, but the morally superior, apoplectic, highly educated, wonderful liberal Democrats are happy. If we were 90 seconds to midnight with Trump, oh my God, it would be the end of the world. Literally be the end of the world, about the end of the world. But they're happy when they have political power. Lucky, hello. Kevin, hello. Let's see here. So let's go ahead. God, there's just nobody, nobody really. What's this? What's going on? Oh, this is hilarious. This is so. This is so typical of the left. I won't even bring it up, but it's so typical. I won't even bring it up, but it's just hilarious. And we knew this long ago. You know, that's bizarre. Ah, okay. It's a bizarre little exchange right there. Ugh, I don't want to see that. It's just so bizarre. No, no. Maybe how about a kiss on the cheek? My God. What is going on? Lord. Oh my goodness. No. Why am I doing this to my audience? No. So, yeah. Yeah. I know. What is going on? That mannequin president is the So, that was bizarre. That was so bizarre. So, yeah, I mean, I guess. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yes. All right. Yes. Come on. Give me something. Biden, I need a court order. She gets to go to the tomorrow next week. Stay home. What? Biden, 2 years ago, the economy was reeling. 2 years ago, inflation was 1.4%, and gas was at $2.39. The economy is still reeling. We have shortages, inflation. We are living off of the fumes of stimulus. So That's what we're living off of. The fumes of stimulus. So we're the economy. If you remove the 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves, and then also the 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves, and then also the um, the arms deals, so the support and weaponry to an invasion that we should have helped prevent. See if Jesse Waters. Now they're all turning on Vice President Harris. The interesting thing is, it's like Democrats are in power, but they're not really happy with who they have. Even though he's so awesome, so amazing. What can you tell? Oh my God, Biden kept. That's right, and it's true. This was the work of maniacs. It really was the work of maniacs. Rob White. Dems are never even happy even if they aren't. That's true. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. That's true. They're not. They really aren't. Rob, thank you to my super chat. Thank you. They really aren't. There's always a calamity that only they can solve. If everyone does exactly what they say, they need absolute obedience, allegiance, control. With inflation less than 2%, it's now over 6%. That is viewed as a success story. How that's viewed as a success story, I don't know. You got me on that. How on earth that is viewed as a success story, I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. Well, Ronald JFK was um, a very good president in terms of foreign policy, not the Bay of Pigs, but the Gulf of Tonkin. He didn't listen to his generals. JFK had very good leadership skills. Very, very good. He wouldn't, if John F. Kennedy were alive today, he wouldn't recognize the Democratic Party. None of those Democrats would. Although Lyndon Johnson did a very bad thing in getting us into Vietnam. That was the State Department had war games that had already predicted we could not. There was no way to win, and yet Lyndon Johnson went in. And that's our wonderful intel agencies with the Gulf of Tonkin. God bless the Vietnam veterans of this country, the Vietnamese American community. God bless you. Um, it's interesting how a country can just be consumed. Mark Smith, lift up your local banner. You demand HA. Thank you, Mark Smith. Thank you, Mark. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you, Mark. Greatly appreciated, sir. Mark, Rob, everyone here, thank you. Born to Raise Hogs and Paul Bartlett and Humbledo, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Greatly appreciate my super chat. Thank you so very much. I'm still trying to get that image out of my mind of Jill Biden and the other guy. Oh, Kamala Harris is. Here we go. 166 million Americans living paycheck to paycheck. It's true. Inflation outpaced growth for 21 months. Wow. Why did I not know that? Actually, that is true. Inflation has outpaced growth. That's obvious. Wow. Gas prices have nowhere to go. Exactly. And that's what I've been saying. But you have to understand, Mark, everybody here, nobody listens to me. I thank God that people enjoy my channel. I've been told people enjoy my channel. Mark, everybody here, Born to Raise Hogs, and Paul Bartlett and Humbledo, everybody here to my super chat. Thank you. But nobody listens to me. I said, look, it's gas is going. When gas goes up, you will have inflation going up. You will have credit card debt going up. You will have savings being depleted. I mean, it's a the economic sin of shutting down the economy. That is like a biblical sin that it's like there are consequences that are you know there you go. Gas price. There you go. Gas prices were $2.39. But see, the gas prices are going up. Okay, when China fully opens up, whenever that will be, gas prices will go up. That is a huge issue, ladies and gentlemen. You still have parts of the world that haven't really been open yet. Mark, thank you. That's a huge, 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 huge issue, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Phoebe, is it? That's why you gotta watch my I'm shielding everyone from the pain and suffering of watching mashed potato brains. That's the thing. The gas prices, we have shortages. This is a self-induced. The economic problems that we face were self-induced. Usually countries go to battle to prevent our policies pertaining to you know what. I'm going to say that again, ladies and gentlemen. Usually countries go to war to prevent what we did to ourselves, a self-induced economic wound led by Democrats. Democrats led the charge with a fabricated consensus on Twitter where government agencies um, and Democrats and Twitter officials created a uh, coerced, fabricated consensus. Okay, it was a coerced and fabricated consensus. I have to also I have to restart H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'm gonna do that. Tomorrow you will get a whole bunch of awesome videos on H.A. Goodman's other channel. It's just that, we're in like this holding pattern. Things are interesting, but they're not that interesting. And it's like the next 2 years, I mean, we're over 200,000 subs because of you. I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I'm really thankful. I have over 20,000 on H.A. Goodman's other channel. You know, compared to the big channels, I'm a smaller, somewhat smaller content creator, but still with, thank God, a voice out there. Um, but I think that once things start heating up, we can get to 250 easy. You tell your friends if you're watching, if you just stumble upon this, you enjoy my work, just tell your friends. Watch H.A. Goodman on YouTube. Uh, I'll probably start writing a little bit more as well. Um, about my political viewpoints as well. So, Mark, thank you again. To my super chat, thank you. Let's see here. There weren't enough chips. He's afraid Taiwan's going to be invaded under his watch. That's the issue. There weren't enough chips. You created a worldwide shortage with your maniac policies, Democratic Party. And it's interesting because they then say, well, it's not just us, it's multinational organizations. Yeah, the same ones that Trump ignores. People got laid off. Yeah, because you shut down the economy. So did everything from refrigerators to cell phones. People got laid, and refrigerators also got laid off, as did cell phones. He had a Fetterman moment there, which he usually does. So, the speech already started. The speech already started. I'm just giving people a refuge to hang out in during the mashed potato brain speech. Car prices went up. Yeah, everything went up because inflation went up. Because what happened was they tanked the economy. Democrats did. It was a choice. They decided to tank the economy. They tanked the economy, and they were afraid of their own shadow, and they said everyone else who isn't afraid of their own shadow is ending people, is basically an evil monster who's ending people's lives. And then when society finally opened up because the morally superior, highly educated, apoplectic among us said, "Oh, maybe we can open up just a little bit," everything went up in price. So it's like turning on a light switch. Just unbelievable. So let's see here. Federalist is a great publication, fantastic publication here. Speed slurring, yeah. The- He's doing that speed slurring thing he does when they give him too many exact. The speed slurring he does that. He goes, come on, man. Because gone through many difficult times, and I'm confident we'll make it to the end of the speech too. That's good. When people say he got a fair amount done, it's like say he got a fair amount done. He had Congress, he had the Senate, and um he had the Senate, and then he had House. So what is it that why does he deserve praise for passing bills? I've never really understood that. Oh, he got a lot done. You have the Senate and the House. What's the problem? What on earth is the problem? If you had a Republican Senate, that would be different. So I'm saving you, ladies and gentlemen, from the slurring. The one thing you could say about Fetterman is that he doesn't slur his speech. That's the one good thing you could say about him. So let's see if Donald Trump Jr. So apparently everybody can hear it. Quickly veering into senile anger grandma. Ah, That is funny. That's bizarre. And they'll go into damage control like Democrats and media always do. It's just, oh, everything's fine. No, no, no problem. No, 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 no. Still not, still not watching. Let's see what Tim Pool is saying. Joe Biden's speech is one long word punctuated by occasional iterations of "I'm not joking." That's good. I mean this one. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. Now look. That's funny. All right, so now it's getting interesting. Now people have kind of had enough. Ah, 13 of the top 15 states with the lowest unemployment rates are led by Republican governors. That's interesting. Actually, what is it? 29 of the top 30 highest crime rates are led by Democratic mayors or governors. Isn't that interesting, too? Isn't that interesting, also? Oh, I love that. Phoebe, I love that. When they complain about corporations and then they worship corporations, nobody worships corporations more than Democrats. We won't even talk about the different types of corporations they worship. But to my super chat again, thank you, Mark. Thank you so much, Rob. Thank you. Everybody here, thank you. Born to Raise Hogs, as always. Paul Bartlett, as always. Thank you. Humble, thank you. Hi, good night, everyone. That's right. Henry, hello. Hi, good night. He meant to say good evening. Well, then why didn't he just say good evening? Why did he have to say good night? That's bizarre. Hi, good night, everyone. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. So they keep saying Intel. Paul Sperry has reported that John Radcliffe has refuted, completely refuted any allegation that there were three balloons. There weren't three balloons. There's zero evidence of that. Zero evidence. So let's see. saying he's going to eat ice cream before bedtime. All right, let's see here. All right, everybody. Thank you so very, very much to my super chat. I cannot thank you enough. Um, Trying to do the best I could. There's really not much other than the usual, typical lies that we knew he was going to make or tell. Um, I will have uploads in a couple of hours, ladies and gentlemen. So be here in a couple of hours. And what can I say? Everybody, thank you so very much. To my super chat, thank you. I will have a live stream later tomorrow. But thank you so much, everybody. God bless. To my super chat, thank you. I will see you tomorrow, everybody. Tell your friends, ladies and gentlemen, about H.A. Goodman on YouTube. And I appreciate your support, everybody. Be here in a couple of